Well, you won't want to miss Nick Cater's Battleground here on ADH TV at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Nick will show his interview with the great Jay Bhattacharya of the Stanford Medical School and one of the most respected epidemiologists in the world. Professor Bhattacharya was one of the authors of the Great Barrington Declaration, which urged the governments of the world to not lock people down during the COVID pandemic. The interview was pre-recorded this afternoon, so Nick can give us a sample of the astonishing revelations the professor makes about people like US National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases Director Anthony Fauci. Some of them are rather frightening and had direct impact on us here in Australia. But first, Nick also has access to some survey results that will blow the Australian Republican movement out of the water. Let's get him in to talk about them. Nick, welcome.
Thanks, Fred. Pleased to be with you again.
Now, Roy Morgan did a poll this week which found that 60% of Australians want to keep the monarchy. Now, you've got access to Compass survey results which addressed the same topic. What were the questions and what did they find?
Well, the interesting thing about the Compass polling is it's the same question they asked back in January. So in January, you get a result that says basically 56% of people favour a republic and 44% want to stick with what we've got, the monarchy. Now that's been reversed, so it's pretty much in line with the Roy Morgan findings. We are now 57% in favour of the status quo, in favour of the monarchy. So this is, of course, an enormous blow to people like Peter Fitzsimons, you know, the red bandanaed one of the Australian Republican movement, and others who just thought foolishly, and I think this is a very patronising view they had, was that the only reason people could possibly be content with the monarchy was, you know, there's some sort of sentimental attachment to the dear old Queen, and once she was gone, it was game on, and that's what he said. But it's been quite the opposite. I felt it would be. I just felt the way, you know, Prince Charles became King Charles almost overnight with just zero ripples, and you just immediately saw how he grew once he was in that office, that very esteemed and very responsible job. It just seemed to me that people were not going to go for a republic, and that's exactly what's happened. In fact, they've gone completely the other way. So the death of the Queen, far from boosting their hopes of this grand inheritance they're waiting for, right? They're not going to get it.
Well, one of the things about the ARM is they claim to understand Australia. They claim to, you know, have their finger on the pulse of the nation. How could they have got this so wrong?
I don't know, Fred. They've been getting it wrong for so long, haven't they? Yeah. You remember that point, I think it was when Malcolm Turnbull became Prime Minister, and suddenly it seemed that the Prime Minister of Australia, every Premier in the country, were all in favour of the Republican cause, and Peter Fitzsimons lined them all up saying, game over. But of course, that's not the way the Australian people saw it, and it's not the way they see it now. And I think that the mistake they made in 1999 was to take the Australian people for granted and assume very patronisingly that the only reason they cling to the monarchy is out of some old-fashioned sort of colonial attachment. It's not that at all, it seems to me. It seems most people support the current system because, wait for it, it actually works. I mean, we have very stable democracy, power changes hands peacefully by and large.